Welcome to TPM Vid's Disney Beat, where we talk about all things Disney. If you're new to the channel and like what you see, hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon to be notified when we upload a new video. You can also find us on all your favorite social media platforms. Disney rides come in all shapes and sizes, but sometimes the magic is interrupted when the rides malfunction and break down. It's bound to happen from time to time. Through submissions from viewers like you, today, these never-before-seen breakdowns from Disney parks all around the world give us some rare perspectives into many of our favorite rides.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
If you've caught a fail or malfunction on camera, you can submit it to tpmvids.com for a chance to have it featured in a future video. Now be sure to keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside as we count down 10 Disney ride breakdowns, malfunctions, and in-show exits. Part 16. Number 10. We're gonna start the list off with Mystic Manor at Hong Kong Disneyland. This ride takes the place of Haunted Mansion, and a viewer named Rudy was stopped in the Arms and Armor room.
Because normally it doesn't turn on the lights, and the music stops.
Well, this only means one thing.
Is it a problem? Yes, it's an in-show exit. Yes!
Never heard of it. Why are you so excited?
Because you not often get in-show exits.
See, for us Disney fans, having a ride break down and getting to see it with the lights on is always one of those things on our bucket lists. I can't explain it, it's just a chance to peel back the curtain a bit and appreciate all the details that go into these immersive Disney rides.
Please remain seated. A cast member will assist you.
See, the heads are moving.
Thank you.
Now it wasn't too long before help was on the way. A cast member arrived to get everyone out of the ride vehicles to proceed with the in-show exit. They got stopped about halfway through, so everyone was led towards the end of the ride. When you're in the ride vehicle, you already get pretty close to everything on this ride, but nothing beats seeing these details up close.
See, you not often see
the most
scary part. But you're not often. Wow, this.
And this is the Afghan.
It's very sad that we're not stopping at the earlier stops.
But it's still really cool getting to walk through these rooms.
You not often get this experience.
You really don't.
Walking around.
See Disneyland.
And maybe we can get a fast pass. You don't know.
Because the ride did go down, Rudy and his friends received a fast pass for the trouble, and they were able to ride again once Mystic Manor was back up later in the day. Number 9.
We'll continue our culinary adventure in just a moment.
So here, a viewer named Declan made it to the end of Remy's Ratatouille adventure at ECPOT when it came to a sudden stop.
Attention everyone! We have temporarily stopped Remy's Ratatouille adventure. We apologize for the delay and ask that you remain seated at this time. Thank you for your patience and cooperation. We will resume your journey as soon as possible.
Hello, my friends. Let's remain seated, please. Who causes the trouble?
Now, there are lots of reasons for these rides to break down, like one of the vehicles losing communication with the main ride system.
Cannot be that.
Another reason is when an object falls onto the ride path.
Sorry about that, my friends. Let's remain seated. You know the rule.
There are sensors all along the ride path, and if something falls that could interfere with the ride vehicles, it will stop the ride, like in this situation here. This is why it's always so important to stow any loose items and keep all those hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the ride vehicle. Turns out the culprit of this ride stop was a hair clip.
No, not you. This causes an intrusion, you know? This is causing an intrusion for us, my friends. And it stopped the ride. So I'm going to see if this is here. Thank you, my friend.
Now, they were able to get the ride moving again.
Here we go!
But if your ride vehicle ever stops for an extended period of time, usually they'll play these animated loops on the screen. Like here at the end of the ride, most of the rats are just eating and nodding while this little rat waves goodbye. It's actually kind of cute. So if there's ever a brief delay and you can't continue forward after the scene, there are a couple other holding animations that will play on loop until it's safe for your ride vehicle to proceed. This one is pretty funny, and there's another one in the scene where Remy pops the cork.
What? I caught it on video.
This can go on for minutes sometimes, but once the delay is cleared, the cork is popped, and you'll proceed through the rest of the ride. Number 8. Aquatopia at Tokyo Disney Sea is a very unique way to showcase the trackless ride technology. Now, even though the ride vehicles are only submerged in a couple inches of water, it still makes for a very interesting breakdown experience, like in this submission from Suya.
本日はご迷惑をおかけし大変申し訳ございません。繰り返し皆様にご案内いたします。アカウントピアは安全装置作動のため運営を続けることができなくなりました。
Even though the water gets drained, it's never bone dry, and you'll see this in this other submission from Ellie.
Hello TPM vids. It's early in the morning, about 10 seconds into the ride on Aquatopia. We got stuck. And it looks like they're coming out with welly boots for us to walk off. Exciting.
So I think this is the only Disney ride that does this. Here at Aquatopia, as part of the evacuation procedure, they provide you with rain boots so you don't get your feet wet. It's also just for the overall safety of everyone.
They just came over with some boots that we have to change into. Told me to wait a little bit more. They're getting a ladder for us to step off of so you don't fall into the water. Shallow or not, you don't want to get wet.
I think they even ask for shoe sizes because it looks like this cast member is checking to see if the boots will fit.
What a turn of events. Early morning, it's not even 10.
And if it's a really sunny day, they will even bring you an umbrella. It protects you from the sun while you wait for the in-show exit.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please come with me.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
As you can see, there is very little water left, but certain areas have more than others. I mean, even in Ellie's experience, by the time they were at the ride's exit, there was hardly any water. No matter what though, this definitely makes for a very unique evacuation experience. Number 7. You know that I love a good in-show exit, but it's always really fun to see a malfunction in action. With all of these rides running upwards of 12 hours a day, issues are bound to come up. Just like in this next submission from Moonlight Ave on TikTok, where they were on web slingers at Disney California Adventure. Now the ride started off fine, but as the web slinger vehicle was approaching the first screen, well, it had other plans.
Hi guys. Hello. Hiya. It doesn't work.
Even though the ride vehicle started slightly out of sync, it did manage to correct itself. They were still able to get some points, but then as it moved on, the ride vehicle had a mind of its own.
No. We can have...
Who knew you'd still be able to sling those webs even though the ride vehicle is facing forward?
It's working over there.
I've never seen this happen before, but this point of view is actually pretty cool. It's kind of a mind trip though when the ride vehicle and the projections start to move. Now if things couldn't get any weirder, web slingers kind of found a way to turn into Roger Rabbit's cartoon spin.
Elevating threat level to legit crazy. Yeah. Okay. Swinging. What are we spinning?
I gotta say, at this point, it's pretty impressive they even have points. Now, if anything like this happens while you're on a ride, definitely let a cast member know just in case they aren't already aware of the issue. If the ride doesn't need to temporarily close, the cast member will usually ask if you want to ride again. Now, as for Moonlight Ave, they didn't choose to ride again, but they were still able to rack up some points. Number 6. This next one has us traveling over to Disneyland Paris on the Casey Jr. Circus train. A viewer named Laura was on the ride when it just suddenly came to a halt. It did not take long for cast members to arrive on the scene.
Yeah, they got ladders and everything. Are you bad luck or something?
I mean, depending on how you look at this, it might just be really good luck. Yeah, you know, I'll say it's good luck.
Here's me watching TPM videos all the time.
An evacuation would be cool, but maybe not Casey Jr.
Of all the rides.
I know breaking down on Pirates or Phantom Manor might be a bit more exciting, but documenting this experience is still pretty interesting.
We're stuck at a bit of an angle as well. At least we're not stuck in the water.
Yeah, it could have definitely been worse. Now, cast members wasted no time getting everyone out of the ride vehicles.
Well, this is new. I feel we should go down a little bit so I don't trip. They're moving. Hey! Intro exit.
I just love how excited Laura is getting.
Please follow the instructions of our cast members to leave the attraction. Thank you.
With that said, during these evacuations, it's always super important to listen to the cast members because they are always looking out for your safety. Now, here on Casey Jr. at Disneyland Paris, you essentially just walk the remainder of the ride path right back up to the load station.
Merci. Thank you.
Number 5.
Wait, what? Oh my god.
That's the sound of excitement from true Disney fans.
We're on Space Mountain.
This is Leandra.
It's soft.
She was with some friends at Disneyland when the ride came to a halt and the lights turned on.
Wow. That's cool.
Let's get on again.
Don't worry, they will.
Wait, no, like that's awesome.
This is actually cool that we
That's never happened. I can't believe you jinxed it though. You were like, we're gonna get stuck on here.
Sounds like that manifestation worked. Now, you might notice that the work lights at Disneyland Space Mountain turn on frequently, and this actually happens because of a safety feature built into the ride. So the loading process has to fall within a 20-second dispatch time. If a rocket takes too long to load, this causes the other trains inside the show building to stack up. When that happens, it automatically shuts the ride down and cast members need to reset everything. That's why when you're loading, they tell you to get in quickly. If you don't, this might happen.
Well, GG. This is where we die, boys.
That's incredible.
Now, when cast members need to reset the systems, they need to manually send the rockets through the rest of the ride. This is done by doing what I like to call the Space Mountain push.
Oh, they released a car.
Oh, they're gonna start it by. Oh, we're gonna watch it with lights on.
Over the PA, the cast member is announcing the block zone one at a time. The cast members maneuver up and down the stairs and pathways, and once they arrive at that block zone announced, they're given the all clear and push the train down the track.
Zone 11 to be open. Please enter Zone 11 to the station.
A big shout out to all these amazing cast members, because this is not easy.
So I think we're next.
And wouldn't you know it, you are.
Yeah.
Must be a good leg day for you guys.
Oh yeah. Wow. Thank you.
Then they got to ride the rest of Hyperspace Mountain with the lights on, which is a pretty cool experience. I'm just patiently waiting for the day that this happens to me.
Roger, Zone 10, down here from Zone 10.
Nice.
And of course, they were offered to re-ride.
We're going again. We're going again.
Number 4. One thing we haven't seen yet on the list is a screen malfunction, and that's all gonna change in this next submission on Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway at Disneyland.
Told you nothing was gonna go wrong.
Nate, Hunter, you're not even recording it. I am. That was weird. Oh, there it goes again. Oh, not the HDMI signal, guys. Oh, it's back.
Their YouTube videos have issues.
Yeah. Oh, another error. Uh-oh. Oh, there goes the screen again. Aw.
So the projection of Goofy and the background are two separate surfaces. Goofy's projected onto the front layer, but here, the background image had some sort of issue with its connection. I can't read what it says on the screen, but another viewer named Lizzie also caught the same malfunction at a different time. I never noticed this until now, but pay attention to Goofy's hand as he's pulling down the rope. It forms a hidden Mickey. I don't know how I've never noticed this before. Have you? Number 3. Pirates of the Caribbean Battle for the Sunken Treasure at Shanghai Disneyland is a completely new adaptation of the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. It seamlessly blends detailed sets and audio animatronics with these massive screens that allow you to be immersed right into the action. Watching Disney build this ride was so cool, and it's always fascinating getting to see Disney's dark rides with the lights on. So obviously here we have the work lights on with the projection frozen. There's no music or dialogue, but I love that the only thing you hear are all the sound effects. Also, notice how the screen appears kind of transparent. You can even see the trusses that hold up the screen. Well, this is because screens of this size are actually perforated with tiny holes that allow sound to pass through. This prevents us from hearing tons of echo. Isn't that cool? The sheer scale of this entire ride, though, is unlike anything we have at Disneyland or Walt Disney World. Rise of the Resistance comes close with the hangar, but this is on another level. I find it interesting that the boats are actually moving at a much slower pace than they normally would be. I would think it would be the opposite. Now this scene here is usually where Captain Jack and Davy Jones battle it out. It's a lot different with the work lights on. It really makes you appreciate how Imagineers seamlessly blended the physical scenery and sets. It also shows you how important show lighting is on a ride like this. Sounds like everyone really enjoyed that drop. And again, even down here, the only thing you could hear were the calming sounds of water and seagulls. Oh, and Captain Jack was frozen doing his zombie impression. You just gotta really admire all the detail and how show lighting ties everything together. I really hope this ride system eventually makes its way over to the US Disney parks one day. Number 2.
Oh my god, yeah. Second time in a day.
So Ashley's second breakdown this day was here on Pinocchio's Daring Journey at Disneyland.
You can't even write Pinocchio without it.
These classic Disneyland dark rides are great examples of how such simple execution can create this Disney magic. There are some three-dimensional figures and set pieces, but it's really just a lot of plywood flats with fluorescent paint. When the lights are on, everything looks kind of flat, but then under the UV light, it all comes right to life. These clowns look so creepy, but that totally changes with the lights on. What a difference! Now, with these older Fantasyland dark rides, if there's a backup at the load and unload, it can cause the ride to shut down as a safety precaution. Like Space Mountain, they also have to reset everything, which can take a bit of time, but there can't be any guests inside.
Here, back for you guys. Just remain seated, okay?
And that's why they need to do these in-show exits. For rides like this, the evacuation procedure is pretty straightforward and it doesn't take too much time. Since they were stopped within the first half of the ride, Ashley's group and everyone behind them followed in a single file line back up to the beginning of the ride. Pinocchio's Daring Journey was actually my very first and only real in-show exit I've had where I got to walk through a good chunk of the ride. These are always such cool experiences. It wasn't long before Ashley and everyone else were back up at the front where they went on with the rest of their night. Number 1. This last one was sent in by Lextra Sauce on YouTube and takes us on to Enchanted Tale of Beauty and the Beast at Tokyo Disneyland.
皆様にお知らせいたします。このアトラクションは安全装置作動のため運営を続けることができなくなりました。係の者が参りますので座ったままでお待ちください。ご迷惑をおかけして誠に申し訳ございません。
Now this was just after the Beast's transformation, which is one of the most magical scenes on a Disney ride. If you're interested to see how this illusion works, plus a bunch of others, you can check out my Disney Illusions video. But at this point, cast members were already prepping for the evacuation.
美女と野獣魔法の物語館内エバケーションクルーにお知らせいたします。準備が整い次第指定箇所のエバケーションを開始してください。館内のエバケーションクルーにお知らせいたします。準備ができ次第指定箇所のエバケーションを開始してください。
The cast members were moving quick. One teacup at a time, they opened the doors, released the restraints, and began getting everyone out of the ride vehicles.
Please remain seated.
Hey! Now this ride is mostly comprised of physical sets, but here in the windows, you can see where projection effects would be used to enhance the scenery. By this point in the ride, they were so close to the end that only the ballroom scene was left. They still hadn't evacuated the teacups at the ride's unload area yet, but once that area was clear, everyone else followed into the ballroom. What surprises me the most, though, are the sheer amount of guests the ride can hold. There are a lot of people evacuating right now. It's a really high-capacity ride with about 1,800 guests per hour. Now, even with the work lights on, this is one of the brighter scenes on the ride, and it really doesn't look that different. Well, aside from the animatronics being powered down.
ただいま出口にてアトラクションをご利用いただけるマルチエクスペリエンスの登録を行っております。こちらの登録により東京ディズニーランドまたは東京ディズニーシーの対象のアトラクションのうちいずれか1つを本日1回に限りご利用いただけます。
Throughout the entire in-show exit, these announcements were being made to ensure everyone knew how to obtain their multi-experience passes. Luckily though, Lextra Sauce and their family were able to score another pass to ride Beauty and the Beast later on that day. They said that overall, they were delighted to have an in-show exit on their vacation in Japan. So have you ever broken down on a ride at the Disney theme parks? What was that experience like? I'd love to know. Leave a comment down below to start a conversation, and don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video.